just had a parent call me and ask me a couple of questions, and I thought, I do get these questions a lot, so why not go on live and share with you guys so that you don't have to wonder what to do. So a couple things. Most schools have gone away from requiring the essay. SAT dropped the essay, as a matter of fact, because schools are just not requiring it. So unless your child is planning on going into a journalism program, or they have a specific highly selective school that they're interested in that you might want to check first, other than that, they don't need the essay. So don't bother with that. The other thing is, when you go in to set up an account, it's time consuming. They ask you a ton of questions because they're gathering information. They're going to sell your child's name to a college. If they say that their lifelong goal is to be an engineer, they're probably going to be sold to schools that offer engineering programs. However, only the marketing people see this. The admission people do not. So admissions is not going to look at the answers you put in. If you put your child's only had geometry and actually they have had algebra, but you just weren't sure, it's okay. College admissions will never see it. It doesn't matter. So don't stress over all of those questions about what classes they've had and what they want to do with their life. It really doesn't matter. The other thing is, for the December test, it's one of the few times throughout the course of the year that you're able to order what is called the test information release. And the test information release, also known as the TIR, allows you to get your child's test book sent to you and the answer key. And the answer key has not only all of the correct answers, it has all of your kids' answers. And that is so important for future studying. A lot of times it's very eye-opening for students because they'll think like, oh, I didn't do well because I didn't get to the last 10 questions. And then when they get their test information release, it's like, oh, you missed 6 questions between 1 and 20 because you were rushing. You can't rush. You've got to, crush what you get done. And yes, you may not get to the very end, but it's a learning process. And starting now for sophomores and juniors is ideal. For sophomores, there's no pressure at all. Get a baseline, see where you're at, see what the test looks like. Just get more familiar with it so that you can do better down the road. And for juniors, you need to be taking it in December. SAT is the week before, ACT, tomorrow's the last day to register without a late fee, but this is the time to take it. Chances are your school's going to offer you a free test, either late February or sometime in March. And if you've already been exposed to the test and know what you need to study or know what sections were, problem areas for you, it gives you time to prepare for that test so that hopefully then you can crush it. Our goal is always to have students done by June of their junior year so that when they're applying, starting end of July, beginning of August, they can apply with confidence. They don't have to worry. They don't have it still hanging over their head like, oh, I can't hit submit yet. I'm still waiting to take another test. So highly, highly, highly recommend. Don't put your kid against the wall by waiting on this. And no, they do not need to have finished Algebra 2 to do well on the test. That is like a wives' tale, a myth. There is some Algebra 2 on it, absolutely. But that is not the bulk of the math section. So they really should take it. There's actually 3rd grade math on it that I see kids mess up more than they mess up Algebra 2. So if you want to give them an advantage, a head start, the opportunity to understand the test, see where they're at, this is the ideal time to do that. If you have any other questions, drop them below and I'll try to get in and answer them for you later today before that deadline comes around tomorrow. Talk to you soon.